I just got it today, I have
Yes.
not seen it.
Yeah, because they didn't have a last name for him, so.
So how long do you run? Do you run and walk or just run?
This morning I was late for a meeting. Because when you saw me running, I was running for public works.
2,000 a piece, this is 2,500.
So what I know is usually 3 to 5.
Let me see, it's around 2,000 a piece. I'll text your brother a few pictures of his hometown and he said awesome thanks.
Library.
See that? Yeah, that's good. I'm excited for the back of my head. Well, I've never seen such a clean desk. Well, yeah. It's crazy. I missed him last time.
Yeah, how's it going?
Fishing?
No, I was working last time.
Darn it. Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
You should look at the same time. Nice. Right? Clean. Why aren't you on Sunday? I think I can get a response. Busy.
I emailed her last week and I said, do you have any update on this?
Budget.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's been done since
Wednesday is
8.
Tuesday we do. Thursday, big surprise.
Just sweaty.
Sticking to your head,
Yeah,
huh?
I've been in the kitchen all afternoon, did dishes and, did a Korean style barbecue chicken breasts, little smashed cucumbers and saffron, some toasted sesame.
Your daughter left the time now.
As soon as we're done, sooner the better.
That's why it's No, she's
She's older.
Your utility.
I told her last time.
Yeah. See how that plays out.
I told her to learn her just.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It would be more of a survey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't do
Yeah.
Tuesday, you can't do Wednesday.
sitting there, there she goes.
Sure.
Cool. Just.
Yeah. Yeah, it's changed his mind.
Yeah.
Because every month it's usually money.
She left the room.
She just didn't go. No.
Okay, I see 5 o'clock, so we'll call the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of Tuesday, September 16th to order. Roll call, please.
Dawn Kidd.
Here.
Amy Johnson.
Here.
Casey Boer.
Here.
Wayne Schmidt.
Here.
Midge Swedberg. Here. Scott Meverden.
Here.
John Ortlieb.
Here.
Kevin Schmidt.
Here.
Thank you. You confirm the meeting in compliance with open meetings law?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. We look for an approval of or a change to the order of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to take item K under new business, which Mr. Belangi is here. I'd like to move that up under public comment so that he doesn't have to sit through our entire meeting.
Second.
Motion by Wayne, second by Scott. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll move that up.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as it's been changed.
Second.
By Scott and second by Casey. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on. Did everyone get a chance to look at the August 19 meeting minutes? Any concerns or comments? If not, a motion to approve.
So, second.
Moved by Midge, second by Kevin. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. The bills. Did everyone get a chance to look at the general bills? And are there any questions or concerns?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Midge, second by John. Everyone's good? Roll call vote, please.
Midge Swedberg.
Yes.
John Ortlieb.
Yes.
Casey Boer.
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt.
Yes.
Amy Johnson.
Yes.
Dawn Kidd.
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt.
Yes.
Scott Meverden.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't believe any conference attendance, correct, Matt?
Not at this time.
Thank you. Is there anybody here for public comment? Anybody want to speak under public comment? One last time, we will move on. And then we will move on back to Mr. Blanchard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. Appreciate the opportunity. Toward the end of the process here in terms of securing interest rate for you. As I explained, John had a great question last time about how a sale works, and we went through that in terms of the exposure, sending it out, coming back at an order period this morning. We were able to find buyers, enough buyers to constitute an underwriting at a 2.95% yield. So a bit better than I thought where the market might be, but there's a good feeling in the market. Treasuries have improved in terms of price, so they've come down longer term. There's belief that tomorrow the feds are gonna reduce the discount rate again, and mortgage rates are also starting to show the effect of that. So timing is pretty darn good. When you have an A1 credit that you can enter into the market like you did, very well received. So we have a resolution tonight which contains the embodiment of that rate, that yield. Roughly, I like to put down the bond year dollars, which is it's a figure that ends up in an amortization schedule that basically tells you that for every, in this case, just under 20 grand, that it affects your rate by 10 basis points. The TIC is the rate on the day of closing, which means you haven't had a minute to reinvest these funds. It includes the legal opinion, the rating fee, all of those costs associated with the issuance, because that's really the true cost of the money on that day that we close. You're gonna obviously on that day put that into investments. You're not gonna spend that a little over $4 million on that day, and the capped interest is gonna last you 30% each, or 33% over the 3-year period. So you should end up making at least 100 grand or more. I'm probably still light siding that. Your real true cost of money is gonna be somewhere in that middle 3 range when it's all said and done. And if Jamie's kind enough to share that with me after the project's all done and we know what we had in terms of dollars, I can then tell you exactly what those dollars cost you. But you got a pretty good opportunity here to reinvest these monies and to earn some money over the next course of this particular project. Happy to answer any questions. Went to some banks, went to buyers, went to an investment firm. And then some of it just was bought up by another underwriting firm, which sold it to their clients. Probably some of their retail clients dealing mainly with equities, but some wanted to put Algoma securities in their portfolio, so it was great.
When you said you sold enough of it to do the underwriting, so did you sell all of it, or is there still some?
So when I left, we had, would you like some, Mayor?
Not at your prices.
I figured you'd want to give other people in the United States a chance to own some Algoma.
Well, I would love that to happen. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. And thank you so much for taking me out of turn. I really appreciate that too. It's a beautiful day to drive back. It was a pretty day driving up. I was teasing with the chief, at least it's not, the middle of January and the snow's flying, and when I get home for an hour and a half, all I see is white things coming at my face. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for all the effort.
You've got a great staff, and I'll say that till the day these guys are good.
Okay.
They really are. Aaron, Jamie, and Matt, well, Matt kind of gets thrown in there, because the ladies feel bad for him, but.
They don't promote that.
You still want to say something?
I will, now it's my turn.
Okay.
I just want to let everybody know immediately to follow this meeting, we have a special council meeting to adopt this resolution. Jeff is, like everybody knows, is gonna leave, so if you do have any questions, myself, Jamie, will try to answer them, but otherwise, we're gonna let him go, so.
Very kind of you.
Well, I think we have a.
In the proposal, it said 4.7%. It's now 2-something?
No, what happens, Don, that's a great question. Let's talk a little bit about that. When you price a security, an investor buys it to a certain yield, okay? So when they put their money in, regardless of what they pay for, whether they pay 100% for it or 105% for it, their yield on this is 2.95%. So if you were to buy that security, that's what it would yield for you. What happens though, in a market like we've been in, people want coupon protection. So we put on what is called a coupon or a nominal yield. That's set at, well, we're gonna go out with 4. But after going out for the pre-sale, investors were still saying, look, yeah, maybe that's not quite enough in case I need to sell it in a future market. Okay, so maybe you don't want to hold it for the full 5 years, Don. You might want it for a couple of years, or you might be a wonderful grandma and your grandson needs a new car and you want to give him some money, whatever the situation might be. So you may want to sell your securities back into the market in a future rate that has a different pricing. And if it's not as good a market, and in order to you have to sell it for a 3.5, you now have a 5% coupon you paid for it to help you gain that risk back, okay? So on these securities, these guys are paying a little over 105% for every 100 that they buy. And that $5 produces what is called a premium. And we use that premium to pay legal opinion, rating, all the costs of issuance, printing, those types of things. And on that sheet, if you look, there's a net premium of 19,
119,280.
119,280, which is a net premium that also goes to you, this city, okay? So when you take all that into account, you look at the day this closes, which is October 1st. If someone were to say, what is your TIC? At that day, the computation would spit out the 432, is that what's on there?
Yep.
The 432. What I'm saying is, one of the reasons I put the bond years down there, roughly 19.9, for every 19.9 thousand you guys make on that money from October 1st going forward, it knocks 0.1% off that 432. And so over time, as you're reinvesting this, you're probably gonna knock at least a full percent off of that number. That's why I said to you, you're gonna be closer to a 332 in terms of your actual cost of money than you are on the day of the closing. Makes sense? That's a great question. And I apologize, I should have explained.
Does anybody else have anything for Jeff?
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Not, again, thank you. Then we'll move to administrative reports.
Could I get a motion to recommend to council to adopt resolution 1234, 2025?
Oh, I'm sorry.
A resolution authorizing the issuance of 3,980,000 general obligation promissory notes and the issuance and sale of 3,980,000 note anticipation notes, series 2025 2025A in anticipation thereof. Please.
Also moved by John. Second by Amy, and roll call for that.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Amy Johnson,
Yes.
Dawn Kidd,
Yes.
Casey Boer,
Yes.
Midge Swedberg,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
John Ortlieb.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. And now we'll move on to the treasurer's report.
Okay, so second side of this is the budget to actual as of yesterday for revenue and expenditures. Everything's looking on track, nothing crazy from last month. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on that, but you did get a detailed report as of the end of August in your email in the last week or so. And then we flip back to the front page, just a few things to touch on. The share revenue estimates for 2026 came in yesterday, so for 2026, we'll be getting about $1.26 million. That's about $24,000 over what we were getting in 2025. Also this week, we billed out the other potentially responsible parties regarding the landfill. We charge out just over 50% of that, and then the city pays for 50% of it. Smaller bills this year, so it was really only about $10,000 that we billed out, but. Also, next week is the Workforce User Conference in Wausau. I will be attending that. This is the first conference that we'll be attending since we've implemented that software system about a year ago. And then an update on the clerk treasurer services contract with the city of Kewaunee. Revenue so far to date is just over $67,000. The additional wages that were paid out in that time frame, plus retirement and social security on that, are roughly $15,000. Net revenue to the city as of yesterday is $51,696. So overall, the city is making about $9,600 per month on the contract, once you take out any expenses related to it.
Thank you.
And then there was a lot of discussion just before the meeting too regarding my note on here about the budget workshop. I threw dates out there of October 14th, 15th, or 16th. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, kind of right in the middle of October. I picked that time frame because it is the week after the council meeting and the week before the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting. Nobody seemed to like those dates, so you tell me what you want.
14th would have been great for me.
These all work for me, I just wanted to know the time.
14th would work for me too.
Just do it after the PPP meeting.
14th after the PPP would work. I just can't Thursday.
I can't. There's
PPP meeting is at 5, so we could probably start it at 5:30 or following the PPP. If we push that meeting along, I don't know, maybe the chiefs can answer if they have any agenda items coming up, but
Which date is that?
Can you bump that meeting up any?
We could, but Wayne,
Can you go later?
you're
Oh,
busy till
sorry,
6, right?
Tuesday.
Can you go 6?
yeah.
You go to 6 on the 14th, I can make it.
Is that a Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Yes,
Everybody okay with 6 P.M.?
sure.
I'm sorry, I need everybody to talk a little louder. I think I'm going deaf for the day. It's like, you put me at the very end, I can't hear.
6 P.M. on Tuesday, October 14th. Would that work?
Yes, I think so.
It should not be an overly long meeting because we're trying to kick out all of these wage discussions ahead of time, so, that was the majority of the meeting last year, so I would hope that we can run through it in about an hour.
Okay.
Does that work for everyone, 6 o'clock, Tuesday, October 14th?
I don't know for sure, but it looks okay.
Sounds like a
We
go.
can plan on that then.
Yep.
Thank you.
I have a question on shared revenue. Do you remember what it was for last year? Was it 120? And is there a way you can get me like the last 5 years what the city got in shared revenue?
Yeah.
'Cause
What
that's
was
we
it
get
last
from the
year?
state, it's not
Last
happening.
year it was $24,000 less than what I have on here.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. That's not a lot.
Yeah. I feel like it was, if I'm doing the math correctly, $1,237,000. And now we're gonna be at $1,261,000.
And before that, it was pretty stagnant.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
we can get the numbers, but it didn't move. Remember, they kind of made this push now.
Yeah, it's been it's been lower than that, like in the last couple of years, they came out with that supplemental state aid payment.
Correct.
That's buried in there, so that, I feel like inflated it by like $100,000 to $200,000, so now it's staying pretty stagnant.
Yeah. I
It's
don't know how they
$24,000
expect
doesn't get us a whole lot.
municipalities to work if they're not gonna help us.
Alternate revenue sources.
Yeah.
Take some from the public schools.
Yep. Consolidation. But yes, if you could, I'm just curious, I
You
don't
want
know
5 years
where we're
worth?
at, because I know we have to look at the same thing with shared revenue with the schools, so.
Mhm.
Sure, I can do that.
Smaller pot that we all have. I don't know who we talked about.
All right, that's all I have for my report.
Any other questions for Jamie? If not, we'll move to the clerk's report.
I do not have anything to update anyone on this month. There's no elections coming up, so my stuff will really take place in November and December once we start getting close to election season for 2026.
Any questions for Aaron? If not, I would like a motion to approve the reports.
So move.
By John, second by Midge, all in favor?
Alright.
Opposed? Thank you, Joe. Old business, 2026 budget discussion, wages. You want to take them piece by piece, Matt? You just want me to
Jamie's just gonna hand out a little kind of thing, and then we'll take it from the top.
Okay, so we have budget discussion on here regarding part-time employee wages, fire and rescue, and then full-time employees, non-union, non-library. So I kind of have the handout ordered in that same format. So for part-time, seasonal and regular employees, you're looking at city hall / public works janitor, groundskeepers in the cemetery, marina service workers, and parks and rec part-time employees. We have them kind of figured out here. You'll see the 2025 pay rates. These people are all paid hourly. We filtered in the 3% increase, which is what you were gonna do for salaried employees next year. and then what the potential budget impact is based on how many hours these people work in a year. And then the source of the funds is also listed on there for all of these. It's general fund except for the marina, it would be from the marina revenues.
Is there a difference in the groundskeepers at the cemetery that you have a range of 1509 to 1630?
That is just the range that our current groundkeepers are paid. They're not all paid the same right now.
That really reflects, Wayne, that they've been there or somebody that started new.
Yeah.
Was there part-time law enforcement on here? I didn't see that.
We did not have that on here because there's like an agreement as to what they're going to be paid. Maybe a little,
Is it, Dave, is it $30?
they're getting 30 right now.
They're getting 30 right now.
So are we increasing them too?
I don't have that as part of this proposal, but if that's something that we would like to do, we're within $1 from everybody else in the county. We're a little bit higher than Luxembourg, we're a little bit lower than Kiwanee. But, and when I say a little bit, $1.
Right, Kiwanee's 31.
Kiwanee's 31, and then 29.
Or are we having any difficulty getting people to fill in?
Chief?
I'm saying that pay does that pay seem fine, or are we short people?
far, yeah. Yep, everybody's been good with it so far.
Okay.
I'd like to see them all go up to $17. This is like really.
Yeah, I'd like to see these groundkeepers raised to like the 17, not
Yeah.
just 3%.
I agree, like city hall janitor, groundskeeper, and marina worker, all up to 17. I haven't gone to the parks and rec people yet. Those three. That's a little bit more than a 3% increase, but again, that's still not a lot. I don't even think it's a 4% increase.
Plus you could start at Quick Trip for 15. Here where guys have been here a long time and they're only at 1509 to 1639. Well,
I get that for if it's
I think-
1 year versus a 3 year. I understand that piece, but I think, and I get it, they're all, but I just think it could go up a little bit. I think it would be to our advantage. Why?
Yeah.
This isn't the work the living wage. No one can survive on that.
Well, I don't know that they're necessarily doing it for full-time, if the total impact is $588.
Yeah, none of these are full-time positions,
These-
so
That's
mean,
true.
They're
the,
not living off of it.
No.
Combined, they make 20 grand a year.
Supplement.
We're not
to
doing
what
it to
they're
make,
making.
I would be fine with where they are.
Because you're not working full-time.
but a 3% increase on $30 an hour is a lot different than 3% on $14 an hour. So that's why you would give people 3% at $30 an hour, or 4%, 5%, whatever. So maybe we need to go a little higher, what I was thinking too.
Anyone else have thoughts?
Be in favor of going higher. Which ones are we talking about? All of them?
Well, I just started with the first 3 and then we can move on to the Parks and Rec folks.
So you would put everybody at 17, including the range of the cemetery?
Yes.
Just wanted to clarify.
I mean, overall, the budget impact for that is gonna be really minimal. These people don't
Yeah,
work a
we're
lot of
talking like
hours.
11 cents
And
an
if somebody's
hour
at
something.
$16.39 and you want them to be at $17, that's an extra 12 cents an hour.
We'll then do that.
The ones that are only making $11.96, that's considerable.
We're gonna talk about that after.
Yeah, that's, we're
Um,
talking.
We're kind of talking about the first 3 categories first.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand.
We could go higher if it's not gonna be enough.
I can't say that we're having trouble filling any of these positions,
That
Casey.
janitor, she's been here for a long time.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
she should be at 20
And I think
bucks an
there's
hour.
times that we didn't even give her an increase, if I remember correctly, going back some years. I mean, I don't have a problem with raising these people to $17 an hour. it's not gonna have a big fiscal impact on our budget.
It won't, no.
If we raise the janitor to $20 an hour, how much is that gonna be?
Well, then that's quite a bit of increase.
If you can find a cleaning person for $20 an hour, let me know, because they're usually about 30 to 50, so. And she does a good job.
She works at her own pace.
Sounds like we found one for 15.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think if you paid the city hall, public works cleaning person $20 an hour, it'd be about $1,600 for the year. Based on the number of hours that person works.
Does she clean everything? Person cleans all the places?
She cleans here and at
And
the
at the
street shop.
How many-
The offices and the bathroom at the
And
street shop.
how much time does she spend? 2 hours a week?
She's,
Grand total, max 12 hours of pay period.
So 24 hours a month.
How many years has she been here, Matt? Do you know?
before me,
We're, hey,
It's a little too,
we're encroaching a different territory here.
we can't talk about a specific person. We could talk about a position, but we can't talk about a specific person, so asking how many years of.
So you're
we
not,
can't
so
do
you're
that.
saying the janitor, instead of 17, you're going up to 20?
I would do 20 for that position. That's just my opinion. Everything else, I like the 17 for marina and 17 for cemetery.
I'm gonna disagree with
I
that.
think
Just because we're going from, let's just call it 15 to 17, what if we do $2 this year and look at $2 next year? And do the 17,
Well, and when you look at the other positions, I mean, especially the marina, there's a little more responsibility there too. I mean, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with credit cards, you're dealing with money. If you're gonna raise that to 17 and you're gonna raise the janitor's position to 20, I don't think that's fair in my book.
But marina, is that year round or is that seasonal?
No, it's just
seasonal.
summertime.
So the
But they're
cleaner-
working
They're putting
4th of
more hours
July, Saturdays, Sundays.
Well, how about we raise hers to, you don't want to go higher than 17 for her, you're saying?
Yeah, let's, 17 is fine. That's a nice raise for you.
Yeah, you know, to Matt's point though, let's say we look next year and we're like, we can always make that adjustment. I mean, it's better to make a step in positive than it is to, I guess, to stagnate, and then we can have that conversation again next year.
Okay, so the first three will go in 17.
Any other thoughts?
I would disagree because I think it's just gonna snowball. We're on the first three. Once we get to the next few pages, it's gonna keep going. I'd be fine with how it's presented, but it's up to this body.
I think if
Somebody
you've
wants to
not-
make a motion.
I think if you've not had problems filling them, why raise it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
I think there's a consideration as far as, I mean, this goes to everything, and this is why these conversations take so long. The thing that we do as a city is stuff, and taking care of that stuff is subject to our employees. And just because we can fill those positions, doesn't mean it doesn't reflect positively if we consider perhaps that they're not being compensated at appropriate levels. So,
Then you might have the employee that doesn't want to ask for a raise, but they kind of like doing the work, so they just put up with the lower wage because, well, what else am I gonna do that I like to do? And it's kind of would be a bonus to them to show how we appreciate that.
absolutely.
I don't wanna step out of line either, but we have had cemetery positions posted in the past that have gone nowhere.
Right.
I have 2 guys that are there and hopefully they both come back. I have a third one that worked 2 days a week roughly when he could, that helped me out, which is very nice. And marina workers, we've got the same guys there for,
Since I've been here,
before Matt was in here.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
to fill them again,
one of them left and came back.
I think it'd be a little bit tougher, but I can't speak on that for sure.
The youth club's a little different, it's high school kids
Agreed.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I agree.
So 17. Make a motion if we do that. You want to take them separately here?
Yeah,
As we,
why don't we get through all of
Let's
this?
take part I, or number 1 out of section A. Let's do the first sheet more or less.
Okay.
Parks, Rec, Cemetery, Marina, City Hall, Custodian. And then we'll do the second one. Does that,
Works for me.
That's good, but then we need to discuss Parks and Rec.
yep, that is correct.
How many seasonal workers do we have for Parks and Rec, 2 or 1?
They are
One.
listed in the
Just one.
second column, how many positions. So overall, these are all high school, young adult, college kind of positions.
Yes.
The first position listed, that park seasonal worker, is more so a full-time position throughout the summer. All of the other positions are much less hours, kind of manning the youth club on those weekend nights. Summer park program is some more hours during the week, just for a short duration.
Do you happen to know offhand how many hours the youth club is open in a 12-month period?
You can basically figure it's open 8 hours a week.
32 hours a week, a month?
Yeah, so, and it's open from September through May.
Did we raise the Park and Recs last year at all?
Same as everybody else got.
Everybody else got a 2% on January 1 and a 2% on July 1.
And collectively, they all make 20 grand together per year.
I'm okay with leaving those.
Your park seasonal worker is more like your marina worker, your you could call it a groundskeeper, basically. Like
This
cutting
person does-
lawn.
Do they for sure do the flowers? Does she do lawn mowing?
She cuts grass.
Okay.
Basically, everything our full-time guys do, just at different times.
So just like a groundskeeper.
That's the park seasonal?
Yes.
Yeah,
This is just my opinion, if you're to move the cemetery and the marina up to 17, I think that park seasonal
Gotcha.
should go to 17.
I think so.
That person's
Okay.
cutting grass and doing more or less the same thing
Didn't know that.
in our parks, just not in cemetery.
Yeah, I
Makes
agree
sense
with that.
and comparatively, I know we're less than the county part-time people, but I don't know about any other surrounding area.
What's the
You don't
county
know
at?
what the county park?
I think they were about $1 more than us.
Oh, county's at 18.
$1.
I thought they were almost to 20,
It could be, no.
and we are more than Kiwani.
So right now with the raise of 3%, they'd be at 1608, so going to 17 is.
So you want this as a motion for this whole page as well?
We were just discussing.
Yeah, what about the rest of the,
Yeah,
parks?
do you wanna get through the whole thing before we start making motions, or do you guys want them to make motions on it?
I think we could do sheet by sheet, but we gotta get through the whole.
I think let's do it how it's on the agenda. Let's take number 1. I think what you just discussed, if somebody wants to put a motion on the floor, and then let's go to part 2 and part 3. Otherwise, it's gonna be really one heck of a motion to try to weed
So-
out.
So it sounds like everything's going to 17 through park seasonal, and the rest are staying the same. Is that what everybody's understanding is?
And by staying the same, you mean a 3% increase,
No,
not staying.
17 for administrative station, cemetery, marina, and then park seasonal.
Yep,
Seven.
And
no,
then
but
the-
then you said staying the same for the other ones, you don't mean staying the
Oh,
same as 2025.
what you have here, I'm sorry, what you
With
have
the
on it.
proposed.
Correct, I'm sorry.
Yep. They get the 3% raise
Correct.
for the last 3 on the page.
Yeah, just the way you have it presented.
And I would make that motion. I was forming it in my head, but thank you, Mr. Mayor, for summarizing it.
I'll second.
Amy made the motion, John seconded. Do you have that motion here?
Yeah, so we are going to, build into the budget $17 an hour for the janitor, groundskeeper, marina worker, park seasonal, rec supervisor, youth club, and summer parks will all, divert to the 3% increase as shown on the sheet.
Question,
Go ahead.
how much would it add to the whole total budget to raise all these people to 17%, $17?
Don't know.
Take a little.
I don't know off the top of my head, I don't have the calculations that would it be a lot of money? No, but I don't know that you wanna pay a 14-year-old that's
Yeah.
working at the youth club $17 an hour.
16.
I understand, I just don't wanna know, I just wanna know how much it can impact the budget.
Yeah, all these.
My guess would be, you wanna know how much it's gonna cost just for those bottom 3 positions?
No, the ones that you're talking about making $17.
Okay,
Just those
a
4
moment.
positions, the
No, yeah,
The
yeah,
top four.
top four, yeah.
So right now, I think we're looking at 1,767.48, just going with the 3%.
We're only raising a couple of them, like 11 cents.
If we were to increase her, them, I don't know who. Increase $2.
My point is, if you increase a little bit here and a little bit there, all of a sudden you've got a huge budget. And it's like, are
My
we
guess is it's gonna be under $2,000.
Are you,
This is what we're looking at right now.
that's right, though.
My guess, and this is not a great number by any means, because I don't have the formulas that I used. My guess would be if you moved everybody to $17 an hour, that's on this sheet of paper, $2,600.
In addition to the 1,800 that it is now.
No, grand total.
Grand.
No.
what's the grand total again, please?
I'm gonna estimate $2,500 to $2,600.
That's all 7 positions, though, you're saying.
Yep.
Yep. And you just want to know about the 4 that we're actually raising, is that
No,
correct?
she
So I
told me
wanted to know exactly that,
Okay,
how much is that
okay.
cost going to be?
Okay, thank you.
Before you ready to.
So you said 2,600, then I would subtract what you already had figured.
I'll
It's $800 difference, right? $900? Or is it $2,600?
Grand total, I think, Jamie, what did you say?
$2,600.
Yeah,
So we have a motion on the floor
And
to
then right
raise the
here we
first
have-
4.
$800 less. So it's a $900 difference.
that's my rough guess.
Okay, Ken? The motion is to raise 4 of the 7 positions to 17 and raise the other 3 to 3% as presented. Right, we have a second.
I
Yes,
have a
second.
motion by Amy, a second by John.
Yes. Any more discussion?
Just a clarification, you're actually raising 8 positions. You have one.
Yes, 4
the custodian.
descriptions, yes, yes,
Okay,
thank you.
just so it's clear.
Yeah. And if nobody has any more discussion, we'll do,
Dawn Kidd. John Ortlieb.
Yes.
Casey Boer.
Yes.
Amy Johnson.
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt.
Yes.
Midge Sledberg.
Yes.
Scott Meverden.
No.
Kevin Schmidt.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-2.
then do you want to tackle the next one?
Yep, so then the next page in your packet is the rescue department. You have the 4 positions, captain, lieutenant, training officer, and IT administrator that are basically a salaried position. They get this amount of money every quarter when the fire department gets paid. And 3% increase on that is fairly minimal. But then you do have our hourly EMTs and squad drivers. So grand total, putting 3% on that and estimating about how many hours we need coverage for in the year, I would say a 3% increase across the board here is about $8,100. None of that is general fund money, it's all from rescue revenues.
How do we shape up against the rest of the county rescues? Because I know that we were down and they were kind of inching up, but.
We're very comparable.
We are less. Yeah, we are, I don't wanna say significantly, but we are less than Kiwanee.
Are we less than Luxembourg too?
That I don't know.
I thought we were.
But we're in the ballpark, right? I mean, like, you don't know, not in the ballpark?
No. If you would just take what does an EMT advanced and their advanced EMT make, I think they're at 1065. But they get paid for multiple other things. So every time they go on a training, their backup call is higher than ours, their holiday call is higher than ours. They have more positions for captain, lieutenant, training officer, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So they're, if I was to average it out, I would maybe say that they're $2 higher than us by the time you add in all of their additional pays, which are on a monthly basis.
how do these numbers look? How do they feel for you?
I think they're adequate. I mean, we don't pay special for holidays, we don't have a special rate for holidays. We gave them a pretty substantial raise, was that 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago, we did the big bump, kind of halfway through the year.
Right. And I think at this point, I think we're okay. I have not heard anything from anybody complaining that we're not compensated fairly
Hold on.
with regard to other
Yes.
departments.
Discussing.
Rory has been saying that you guys have been filled, like your schedules have been filled consistently.
Very fortunately, yes.
What's the difference between a training officer and a lieutenant? There's a discrepancy there now. Okay, why? So training officer does the training of all the
EMTs.
EMTs, okay.
What does the lieutenant do?
Yeah, what's the lieutenant?
He's the second in command, he's another authoritative position on there.
On the EMTs?
Correct.
And the captain, he's right under that's the one
Captain is the
captain.
EMS director.
Okay,
EMS director. So the
I'm
training
okay with this.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, yeah, I just needed to get it.
Do you wanna take this one separate? No.
We'll do fire rescue together.
Yeah, if we could.
You okay with that, Scott? Yes.
Okay, then, next page is fire. You have two sections on here for fire. We did propose the 3% increase, just like we've been doing for every other department. But after speaking with the chief, he is suggesting a 5% increase across the board. So you'll see those numbers down on the bottom. Overall, based on the amount of positions that we're figuring, it's pretty minimal dollars. 3% is gonna net out to probably about $2,200 for the year, and 5% would be about $3,600. You can see as you get lower down the list that, for example, the computer support person, if you give them 3%, they're getting an increase of $4 for the year. So these numbers are pretty small. If you have questions, feel free to ask.
Any comments or questions on that one?
What's the administrator and then administrator investigator? What position is that?
It's actually a position Casey holds. He's our administrator, he does all the data entry, along with, no, that's Jim's. So he does all of our meeting and, outside of fire run activity, he does all the data collection for that, puts out reports as to attendance for everybody that we share. And the administrator investigator is Casey, and he does all the data entry into NIFRS, which is the National Reporting System. He also does all the data reporting for the state of Wisconsin. And he's also a certified fire investigator for us. He's one of the investigators that has taken the training to become state certified. He's a member of the IAAI. And to his credit, when other departments in the area need investigations, Casey is the one they call.
And then that inspector, that's that new position?
Correct.
You have an individual that strictly does inspecting?
Correct.
I was getting those confused.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And just to talk, I guess, a bit to this, where you see these numbers on the 3% or the 5%, this is built on a full complementary at the fire department, okay? You are currently right now 12 people short?
10, I think.
10 people short. But we built the budget around it'd be great if 10 people would come and throw their name in the hat. But it shows the worst case scenario, not currently what we have today.
Do we still have those double part-time on here?
Right now we have one.
Where does that fall in here?
We give him, what is it, half of
the regular
firefighter. Yep.
Firefighter?
Yep.
Any other questions?
Why is there such a big difference between the chief and the assistant chief? looking at it like at 50% versus in the EMS, it's only at 20%, so I'm like,
Well, the chief is also responsible for the EMS too, because he's kind of everything.
are they? Okay.
Yeah, the
Didn't
chief
know
is your
that.
top person and then the other people are under him.
Okay, so fire chief also does EMS. Anything else?
Are there any arguments against the 5%? I mean, you know, they're annual numbers, the impact is minimal, conversation, counterpoint. I don't suppose you would want to counterpoint the 5%, that would be counterproductive. But I mean, is there any thoughts?
My justification on that was, when you look at the same as you did with the departments before, which is, you know, your park and rec and that kind of stuff, when you look at the raise of a 3% raise being very minimal on what they're currently getting, its impact is minimal.
Question. If you go with the 5%, would you be able to fill those 10 positions you're now short?
I can't say that. I can't say that.
It wouldn't hurt.
They're not standing at the front door.
Right.
They're not.
There's a lot of other factors that are limiting right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a negligible difference. I mean, and not to say negligible, and even 4 versus 7 isn't really that much of a boost, but it's still
Right.
better than 4, I suppose.
Right.
That'd be good for 5%.
Would you like to make a motion for that?
Can I interject before we vote on these?
Okay.
I would like the rescue to kept separate so I can vote on it. I'm gonna abstain from voting on the fire department stuff.
Okay.
Fine.
It's fine.
You want to make a motion on the rescue part then?
Sure, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, so EMS, we're staying with 3%,
Yes.
and that motion was made by Wayne Schmidt and seconded by Kevin Schmidt.
Yes. And a roll call for that, please.
Amy Johnson,
Yes.
Dawn Kidd,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Midge Swedberg,
Yes.
Casey Boer,
Yes.
John Ortlieb. Sorry,
Has
Scott.
left the building.
Didn't see him? And I want to make a motion for the 5% for the fire department.
Second.
Okay, 1 second here. Okay. And then, okay, so a motion for the fire department to increase to 5% made by Kevin Schmidt, seconded by Casey Boer.
Yes. Roll call, please.
Midge Swedberg,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
Dawn Kidd,
Yeah.
Amy Johnson.
Yes.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Abstain.
Casey Boer.
Yes.
Motion carries 6 to 1.
Okay, then the last one on the agenda for wages is full-time employees, non-union, non-library. So at the last council meeting, there was a closed session regarding 2026 wage increases for salaried full-time employees, which was the 5 of us sitting up here minus the police chief. You went with, minus the fire chief. You went with a 3% across the board increase there. When you made that motion, you said 3% for all full-time employees. So I think you were referring to hourly as well, but you couldn't really make that motion then because they were not up for discussion. So now we're kind of just bringing it back. I have put that in front of you, what 3% looks like for those people. It really is just the guys out in Public Works and Parks and Rec. So you have listed there their positions, how many are in each of those positions, the wages that they make right now. One of them has a range because there's 3 people in that and they all make a different amount of money. Grand total, the budget impact here. This is assuming no overtime. There would be overtime. I just can't estimate exactly how much. And Casey does keep it to a pretty small number for overtime. So excluding overtime, just over $10,000. That is not all general fund. I believe like 5% of their wages about comes out of the sewer fund, and then like 13% or so we estimate comes out of the marina fund for work that they do there.
Any discussion on that? Or questions? And if someone would like to make a motion to
So move,
proceed at the 3%,
so move 3%.
motion by Kevin, second by Wayne. And roll call.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
John Ortlieb. Sorry,
He's not here, he's not here.
Don Kidd. Midge Swedberg,
Yes.
Casey Boer,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes,
Amy Johnson.
Yes.
I heard John say yes.
Will we get an update as to how much all of this went?
I'm sorry?
Each of the subcategories and how much total we've just approved?
It'll be in your budget. When we do the budget workshop.
Because I kind of
individually
added
by
it
line.
up and so just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Right.
$1,400 for the fire department and $3,650 for the other ones.
Yeah, so I've got an estimate of about 24,980.
In addition to what we were gonna do.
So that's what I wanted to make sure I was adding right.
Okay, we're done with that.
I may have added incorrect.
We'll move on then to the library building.
Yes, I got this, just before 4 o'clock today from Bayland. It is pretty simple because of the simple fact of there's not a lot that is changing as far as walls or anything like that. Obviously, if we decide that we're gonna move with this project, I would like to show it. If we make a motion tonight, I would like to sit down with the Steinhagens and kind of walk through it with them. But it does show the archway in the front. It does clean up, show some landscaping. It does show some landscaping on the east side of the building. That's not supposed to be there. There's no landscaping happening on the east side of the building. Removal of 2 flagpoles, one would stay out there. That's kind of what's on the outside of the building, clean up those columns, some painting, some things like that it calls out. And then on the inside of the building, it just kind of shows the separation of what's City Hall and where that would be blocked off or walled off. The door that comes in from the back parking lot, that would be some work done that you could still have that as an exit, fire exit, like it currently is today. So it shows a little bit of that. And then the rest of it would be, if we decide we're gonna go through this, part of the MEPs, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, the design work would be added in and overlaid onto this plan to how we're going to move forward with that. A couple of questions that I had from a council member. I talked with Kathy, obviously she saw this a whole hour, maybe 45 minutes before you all did. Like I said, I just received it, but one of the questions is like, what about the windows? It shows where the replacement of the windows, that would all be bid as alternates to the project for the simple fact of if they take some windows out and have a problem with structural something, or there's rotting and they have to do more, we wouldn't be doing maybe all of the windows, then some of that work would get cut back. So we know our estimate right now is that like $340,000. I think we have enough work that it's gonna bring it to right around that 500,000. But until they start replacing windows and what you find, you don't know that until we start getting into it.
I do have a question.
Sure.
The sidewalk on the new area, is it going down to the street? Will it?
It will not.
There's no accessible ramp on.
It will not, because the problem is, Amy, is if we put ADA accessibility there, you're going up to steps that will not be ADA accessible. The ADA
Okay.
accessibility will still be off of that back parking lot, where it currently is today.
How would people get in, how do people get into the library then if they are in a wheelchair?
Where it currently is today, off of the parking lot.
Got it,
Yep, the same way they would today.
okay.
So this will be set up if we happen to tear the city hall part off?
It would be set up that we could segregate or separate the buildings at that time. This is not, it looks like it scratches it off.
Yeah.
That does not mean that the building is getting tore down as part of this work. It's just showing that there's no work being done in the city hall portion of the current facility.
Is it in our best interest to show this to the donor first?
That's what I would like to do.
And the reason I ask is because I did get a call from the donor,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you got the same call.
I did.
And I mean, if he's not happy with this, it's a dead deal. So rather than us doing anything, I think you sit down with the donor and let him see this.
I agree with you. I would like to, I was hoping I would have this in time for the library board meeting yesterday, my chance to sit down with the donor and have this conversation before this meeting. And obviously it didn't work. I got the plans just before 4 o'clock.
Okay,
But yes, I would like to do that.
okay.
What's the donor not happy with?
Do you,
I'm not gonna get into the conversation that I had with the donor. I'm just saying I think it's in our best interest to have the donor look at this first.
are you looking for action? Do you need a motion to move forward to have the conversation or just direction?
I would just let it alone if we should have that conversation. Originally, I kind of thought, let's make a motion and keep but I think, let's let it alone and sit down with the donor. If we make a motion and then we have to come back here one way or another, I think let's just maybe let it alone and discuss this further in depth at the October 6th meeting. Does that make sense?
Appreciate
Everybody
it.
agrees?
Does anybody else have any questions about it?
I have one last.
Sure.
So the area that's staying, is that gonna be like a little extra room for the library that they could possibly grow into maybe? Or am I looking at the plans incorrectly? Yeah, this is here, but it looks like, I don't know what this area is. Is that
Well, it would be
going to
this
area
over
that could possibly be used?
I'm sorry, Amy, where are you looking?
Well, I tried to figure it out based on all of it. Is there, the area, it's looking like the T is what's gonna be remaining. I drew it.
The T is where we are right now.
Correct.
That,
And that's
that will be,
the
it's
library.
not getting tore down, but that would not be part of the library.
Where's the back room of the library? Look on page 2.
I'm just gonna come up, Amy, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Point it out
is this
to you.
the back room where the children's section, or maybe this is it, that's where I'm getting confused.
This is the children's area.
This is- okay,
their
that's
workspace,
what I was-
and then they have like special events,
Okay,
little meeting room,
Sorry,
or they
I
have,
was,
and then a little closet back there, bathrooms.
okay, never mind, yep,
Yep.
I had it all, I was all.
What do they do in front? This
That's
is the library.
Okay, now I get it, thank you.
You're up in the main, so you would come in here, you'd go up that ramp, and then what do you always call it, Kathy,
I would say take a tour of the
where
library.
you check in and out books? Circulation desk would be kind of like right in this area here.
Here, not everybody does.
And then these are just showing poles.
Here.
Are there any other questions?
That's
So I don't see any more questions, Matt, so you're just going to have a conversation and
That
then
is
you'll bring it
correct.
back to us.
Yep.
Okay? And we'll move on to the sewer debt refinance.
All right, that's me too. So this will be before you at the November 3rd council meeting. We have our final debt payment due on November 4th, rather than pay off that $617,000 that is remaining. Actually, it's about $690,000 right now, I think. That's what's remaining on this loan. This is gonna be the third time this has been refinanced. Why we keep doing this, I don't know. But in 2014, we took out debt to repay the general fund, for money that the sewer fund borrowed. 2020, it was refinanced into a new 5-year term with a balloon payment at the end again. That loan was 2.5% interest. Now, obviously, interest rates have gotten worse, so we're taking out this new loan at 4.5% interest. Still staying with the Bank of Luxembourg. They are keeping our debt payments the same moving forward. Principal payments are going to be exactly what they have been before. Interest payments are going to be slightly higher because the interest rate is 2% higher than it was before. And then there will be a payment due at the end of this 5-year term of $370,000. I think that's more manageable for that chunk if we do decide to just pay it off at that point in time versus refinance for a final time.
So we have no other option at this point. When you say,
Our only options are to make that final debt payment, which we are, we're making a final debt payment on November 4th, and then refinancing the rest, which the rest is $617,000. If we don't want to do this, we are then forking out like $700,000 in a debt payment from the sewer fund in November.
From our general fund.
No, from the sewer
how
fund.
much is in the sewer fund?
We've already paid the general fund back with the loan money.
What's their sewer fund balance?
I don't have the answer to that question, I'm sorry.
And why,
Because your comment, you said, you don't know why we keep doing this. And I'm looking for an answer to
Yeah.
say, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. I don't know.
I mean, going forward, I would not suggest that we keep taking out loans for 5 years with a balloon payment at the end and then we refinance it. Why wouldn't we just finance it long-term and not,
Be done.
not play this interest rate game? But
Right,
That's what you're getting.
because now your
Yeah.
interest
It's
rates.
great when interest rates were where they were.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to swing the wrong way.
So when when do you make that decision, right? So let's say we collectively, that's the way forward. Is there any action or any change in how we proceed
and
that?
how we do this one, no,
No, okay.
So
no,
this one we have.
yeah. But like the last sewer loan we took out, we went to the Clean Water Fund. It's like a 20-year note and it's for like $1 million. If we would have done something like that in the past or taken general obligation debt out just because we had to in this instance possibly, we could have just financed it for a longer term, probably stuck with a lower interest rate and just been paying on it versus having to just redo this every 5 years.
and so why aren't we doing the long-term loan this time instead of the 5 year?
Because we've done this so many times that you can't say, I'm gonna pay for it for 5 years and then another 5 years and then add 20 on if they don't want you paying for 30 years on something.
Sounds like we're doing that anyway.
In a roundabout way, we have been. But
5 years at a time.
Yeah.
For 30 years.
Yeah.
Because we come to these balloons and then refinance them.
Okay, so you're gonna keep an eye on that for the next shot?
Maybe planning on paying off in the 5 years, the 370,000.
potentially, depending on how the sewer fund is doing, yes.
If the interest rates go down, do we give a reduction?
Not without refinancing, no.
There's a charge every time we finance it.
Correct.
Not so much with the bank books. If you go out to the bond market, yes.
One of the things that we do have coming down the pipeline, that could help us get out of this is we have our scheduled work, for TID number 5. That's TID work. And then our work on Sunset to the south of, Jefferson Street. And then after that, our road and utility work is gonna be on a little bit of a hold where the utility does, the sewer fund does pay, for their portion of that road work, that we won't have those projects coming up as planned as of right now.
So what does that mean in the long run?
What it means is the sewer fund doesn't, after we get done with that Sunset work to the south of Jefferson Street, we don't have anything on paper right now for road and utility work. So with that being said, there won't be any sewer fund payments towards that work.
If we're gonna be bringing in sewer revenue, continuously, because everybody gets a sewer user, like a water and a sewer bill every month. But we know we've just borrowed that $4 million to pay for the fire station. We're not borrowing money for a few years, which means once the TID project and the Sunset work is done, there's not gonna be a new project. So we're not gonna be
Balance goes
forking
up.
out extra money to pay bills on that. We're gonna be kind of banking some of that sewer revenue.
So you might be able to pay off this one.
Pay down some of this
Yeah.
debt potentially.
Anything else? Questions? And you would need a
I would
motion
want
to refinance?
Yeah, motion to recommend to council. It's not gonna come back in October because we're just pushing it out to get closer to that due date, so we're not bringing in the higher interest rate before we have to.
I'd make a motion to recommend to council the sewer debt refinance as proposed.
My second.
Motion by Casey. Dawn, did you second or second by Dawn? And a roll call.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Dawn Kidd,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
Amy Johnson,
Yes.
Midge Swedberg,
Yes.
Casey Boer.
Yes.
And then a CDC grant application request from Friends of Anarchy Trail. Do you wanna tackle that, Casey?
Sure. So, couple months back, well, the project, this is for the trailhead at the corner of Sixth and Perry. They had a budget, and then the DNR requested or required re-engineering of the little structure they're putting up there, which added time, added cost for the re-engineering fees, and then I think tripled the cost of concrete. So they had come back asking for an amount. They had asked for 1,000. We have 500 left in the CDC grant fund, and it was recommended to approve or to grant that $500 towards this project.
And now we're asked to, we have 1,000?
No, they asked for 1,000. We have 500 left, so we indicated or recommended the full 500 that remains be allocated to it.
Any questions for Casey? For a motion to approve the $500 request or grant?
I'll move approval.
Moved by Amy,
I'll second.
second by Casey.
And just let me add, so they, for that trailhead as it relates, October 1st, it's a Wednesday from 4 to 5:30 at the corner of 6th and Perry. It's gonna be a ribbon cutting ceremony to celebrate the completion of the improvements. It's brought to you by the Friends of Anapee State Trail and the Algoma Chamber of Commerce. Rain location will be at the Boat Club, just adjacent 186th Street. Gather as a community to celebrate a refreshed and welcoming gateway to one of Algoma's treasure outdoor spaces. Enjoy trail cookies and light refreshments.
What are
October
trail
1st.
cookies?
I have no idea.
I wondered if they were cow chips.
Yeah, I doubt they are, but I can't say for sure.
Let's hope it gets moved to the book club. For the light, for the refreshments, for the light refreshments.
Let's vote on our motion.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Midge Swedberg,
Yes.
Amy Johnson,
Yes.
Dawn Kidd,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
Casey Boer.
Yes.
Thank you, Casey. Parks and Rec, sale of a 2000 GMC 2500. Casey?
Yeah, so we have that red truck that we use for flowers right now. It sits 9 months out of the year. We're looking to, it is the oldest truck in the fleet. It has a plow that hasn't been used on it. We're about that track. But we're looking to get rid of that on that surplus auction.
Do we have any other stuff that was up by the Public Works that we did at an auction on?
Casey sold some stuff in the spring.
Yeah, I sold some, I sold some miscellaneous small engine stuff, tank, nothing real big at that time.
So is this the same one we use? We don't get charged on this for selling this, do we?
No.
The buyer.
The buyer's basically.
How much do you think you'll get for it?
I couldn't tell you.
Does it go with the
I have it.
plow with it?
Plow and the cap will go with it. I think we could probably get somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 for it, but you can always set a reserve on it that you don't get it, when you don't sell it. But-
Is that the auction down in Sediment Road down?
No, this is, it's called Wisconsin Surplus Auction. It's an online auction site. I believe they're actually based out of Wausau. They basically, I give them a description, pictures, they post it, they handle all the, they basically collect money from the buyer, and the buyer pays them a fee, and then they turn around and write us a check.
This did go through Parks and Rec last night. We approved it.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Second.
A motion by Wayne, second by Dawn, to approve the sale of the 2000 GMC 2500. Roll call for that, please.
Meverden,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
Boer,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Kidd.
Yes.
All right, and any agenda items for the next meeting, get Matt, Aaron, or Jamie. Next meeting would be Tuesday, October 21st. For a motion to adjourn.
Can I just add that the budget workshop will potentially be on October 14th at 6 p.m.? That'll be your next.
Potentially, or that's our date.
Let's plan on that.
Let's plan on that,
Yes.
just so I can add it to the minutes.
Yep, thank you. Now I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
By Scott and second by Casey, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. And I would call, nobody has to repeat. I would call to order the special common council meeting of Tuesday, September 16th. Roll call please, Aaron. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to rush.
Kevin Schmidt,
Here.
Scott Meverden,
Here.
Midge Swedberg.
Here.
Wayne Schmidt.
Here.
Casey Boer.
Here.
Amy Johnson.
Here.
Dawn Kidd.
Here.
You confirm meeting in compliance with open meeting?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I would look for a motion to approve or make changes to the order of the agenda.
So move as published.
By
Second.
Wayne, second by Midge. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing no old business, we will go to new business, the resolution authorizing the issuance of $3,980,000 general obligation promissory notes and the issuance and sale of $3,980,000 note anticipation notes, Series 2025A, in anticipation thereof, Resolution 1234-2025.
So move resolution 1234-2025.
Second.
Motion by Scott, second by Casey. Any more conversation about that? If not, a roll call, please.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Amy Johnson,
Yes.
Dawn Kidd,
Yes.
Casey Boer,
Yes.
Midge Swedberg,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, and we'll add one more thing. I'm gonna put Matt
Yeah, just to let everybody know, everybody has one in front of them. And the same thing back here, everybody has one. I will get one to Kathy for in the library. But on October 7th at 11 a.m., Portside Lofts is hosting a ribbon cutting ceremony for the new facility. There will be some people there from WIDA, the Department of Administration, city staff. Aaron will be reaching out to the RDA committee, past and current, to invite them as well. Everybody is welcome to join. I'm not sure if they're gonna have any trail cookies or apartment cookies, but that is for you to take home for everybody, and hopefully you can mark your calendar and attend this event. And I don't have to do anything with the other one because Casey, thank you, you've taken care of that one, the other ribbon cutting that everybody has in front of them.
That's for the public, right?
That is for the public. That is correct.
Both of them.
Both.
Both of them, yes. Okay, thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Any agenda items for the next meeting to Karen, Jamie, or Matt? Next meeting Monday, October 6th, 2025 at 5 p.m. And a motion to adjourn
So move.
Second.
by Wayne, second by Casey. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sure.